Hey, how's it going? I'm Dan Fradenburgh, and this is for Chess with Commercial Real Estate Investors. I'm joined today with Z. I always figure it's Zibby or Tzvi or something like that. And I just remember last time he said, just call me Z. And it's like, okay, oh, that's easy. So do you want to, give me the proper pronunciation or?
We'll keep going with the Z. It worked last time. We'll work again.
Sweet, exactly. And just so that you're clear, yes, we are playing chess online as part of a social media gimmick marketing thing. But the best thing I find about this format is you get to have a chance to share who you really are. It's really tough when you're marketing to seem anything but two-dimensional. And this is one of the greatest ways. But Z, while you're playing with that challenge link, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit and show how you help commercial real estate players, real estate people, and all that sort of thing?
Sure. We do LLC formations, management. It seems simple, but it's pretty complicated, especially when you get into syndications and joint ventures and you get these complex organization structures. You start generating lots and lots of LLCs, and managing them becomes a nightmare. The lawyer who set it up probably doesn't care much about it, and then you got the compliance to deal with. And to add fury to the fire, we got the Corporate Transparency Act this year, and that is complicating things because now the federal government's involved, not only the state government. The state government doesn't really care what you do. It's your problem if you don't file. But the federal government cares very much, and they'll come after you. Now, on the heels of that, the state government said, hey, we like the game that the federal government's playing. So state governments are starting to enact the same rules that the federal government are enacting, and that will be on the federal government's terms, which means that they will come after you for penalties and they'll start hounding you. And it's not like the olden days where you're not in good standing and you're messed up. If you can't defend yourself in court, we'll go after your personal assets. No, now you're going to file, and if you don't file, we're going to come after you. So that's where we're at today. We don't know what the future holds, but it's pointing in a not great direction.
Yeah, the Constitution be darned, I guess you could say. But yeah, scary stuff. So the link in Zoom, did it bring you to some sort of challenge thing? Because
I'm playing Dan Fradenburgh here.
Okay, yeah, I don't see the thing saying that it started here. There's no button for start or.
How about now? Can you see me?
I can see you're not in chess, not in the chess match. No.
So
Or maybe
one second. Now I'm playing Jabby G101. Oh man.
Oh, you're playing somebody else?
I don't know. I was playing Dan Fradenburgh a minute ago. Now I'm somehow Jabby jumped in.
Aha, I see. Okay, so I think you can still abort, and I just sent another challenge link, or resign. My one's an unrated one, an unrated
I think
link.
Jabby heard about the LLCs. He got excited and he jumped in.
Yeah, maybe. But I guess the other thing we can do is pause.
Okay.
All right, we're going, and I start off as black, so you have to go first. There's Z.
Oh, great.
So
Okay.
you can move your knights or the pawns, one or two moves. The
Yeah.
most common one is E4, so the one in front of your king with the cross on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the pawn in front of him, you can move it up one or two. There you
I
go.
moved
Cool, and we've
All right.
begun. Okay, so I'm gonna do a more. I'm gonna do an opening that makes more sense for you. But there you go. So Z, I guess so we that's a great introduction on how you help people. So let's talk about fun. I know it's late where you are, but and maybe that's not the topic you really want to talk about. But what hobbies do you have when you're not playing chess on a podcast inexplicably?
Well, lately my hobbies are not chess. That's true. Unless I want to get creamed by my 11-year-old son. But lately I've been into ancient weapons in the desert. You can see it from time to time in my LinkedIn post. I actually had one where we tried a new weapon this week, the Atlatl. It's a spear thrower, and we were
Yeah, it's like a
abominable.
sleeve with a spear on the inside, it looked like.
It's like this thing, this pole that it's got this spear. It sort of gives you leverage to throw the spear, but we threw the spear, but we didn't get anywhere near the target, not even the base. Oop. Okay. We're going to have to talk fast because this game's going to end really quick. There you go.
So it's fun. I've got some crazy sound effects in this show for different situations. Like the captures are one, but the other one that is coming out. I'm trying to help our audience learn the game a little bit, and
Then you picked the wrong partner.
all right, there are these audio cues that tell you what's going on, and I'm giving the audience a hint and a chance to think about it. So they have a great word in chess that replaces some of my profanity, I guess you could say, and the term that they use is blunder. Okay, it's like, I blundered.
Yeah.
The term that
I guess I figured out your word.
right. It's the second word may be up in the word that I use, the two-word phrase for a blunder. But that's exactly. So anyway, the sound effects whenever somebody blunders, regardless if it's me or the guest, it goes dun dun dun.
You mean that's even if I just made a bad move that you haven't done anything with yet?
That's correct. That's right.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's how it works. So if you're following at home, that's what's going on here. Okay, so now that that's there,
Like with every move I make, they're hearing that sound probably, right?
it's not that bad. It's not that bad. That's for sure. Okay, so this is your position's actually tying me up a fair bit, which is kind of interesting. What if I do a pawn rush over here?
Pawn rush. Okay.
But there you go. So ancient weapons. Okay, so it has to be at least 1,000 years old then, right?
You know what? I'm not counting. As long as the kids are having fun, I take kids out there. I take families out there,
Hmm.
and they're tied to the Bible. So they're all weapons that were used in the Bible. That will make them 3,000 years old.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but who knows what weapons were really used? We can guess what those weapons meant and what they were. And I do some research. I do a fair amount of research trying to actually make it authentic.
Yep.
So, but they got to be fun. That's the bottom line. We stress fun more than Bible. Bible's just the context.
Yeah. Yeah. That I hear you. I hear you. So if I, yeah, this is you're making me think. So that's good. It's good that you make
It's
me think.
accidental. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it.
Well, it's like that's the thing is you get such a different range of openings and things like that when you're
Yeah, my moves are something that's not in any textbook. That I can tell you. That might be confusing you.
yeah, it's well that's the fun thing is I didn't actually study chess for the longest time. I just played a whole bunch but that was back when I was a kid. I'm
I
gonna do
really ought to get my
this,
kid in here to help me out.
right? But I was mentioning before, one thing I avoid is I don't do ultra disrespectful openings, like the
Hmm.
ones where like if you know about it, then it should be the most obvious things, but if you don't know about it, you're in really deep trouble.
Right. Uh,
But yeah, so far, I just released the first episode of these commercial real estate investor chess interviews, and I got over 30 new subscribers just in the last, that's like 3 days. So
really? Wow. That's great.
yeah, I'm really excited about where all this is going for sure. Okay.
I'm not too thrilled about where all this is going, but
So there you go. But so yeah, I guess with ancient weapons, what you're trying to say then is that it's like spouses. It's impolite to ask their age. Or you should know your
no.
answer. Specifically, ladies and
Yeah, they're all. We got slingshots, we got swords, we got what else do we got? Bow and arrow. I mean, these things are from the beginning of time, right?
right, right, definitely. So and then so in the story of David, I remember he used a sling.
Yes. Yep,
Okay, so and that's the traditional one where it's basically like a pocket that's connected to some strings.
exactly. So what we first pull out are, because again, we want them to have fun. We pull out what we call a slingshot. You know, the thing, the
Yeah.
Y with the rubber bands,
Yep.
and the kids have a good time. Then I ask them, I say, "Do you think David really used this?" Then sometimes people know, sometimes they don't. But I explain to them that rubber is about 150 years old, so David didn't have any rubber.
Yeah.
And then we pull out the shepherd sling, which is the real deal,
Uh-huh.
and we play with that.
Excellent. Excellent. So you haven't had any incidences of people learning how to use a sling from you and then
I got
getting
one
some trouble
guy.
with the
We
law?
got this sword game that we use. We got four, evil people from the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
and you get four different swords and sheaths, and you
Mm-hmm.
have to pull them out of the sheath, stab him in a exact place on the picture, and
Mm-hmm.
then put it back in the sheath. And we got daggers and long swords and all kinds. Then we got the dual sword, which like you break apart and it's got two knives on it. It's pretty cool. And one guy got so excited, he actually put the knife through the palm of his hand. Not all the way, but he had a nice gash. I mean, I've never seen a gash in the palm of the hand. It was ugly. He went to the emergency room, but he wasn't too upset,
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
forgiving.
So next time that happens, just remind him of the classic man line, like whenever somebody remarks about a wound, say, "Yeah, you should see the other guy."
Yeah. Yeah, the poster. The poster got it pretty bad.
Yeah, it's yeah. I'd probably keep the details to myself, and then if I were him, it's like, oh yeah, I got. Does that still count as a paper cut? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so.
Oh
Let
man.
me ask you, is it my move or is it your move?
Yeah, it is. And the way you can tell is you'll see that there are the yellow highlights on where I came from and where my piece is on the most
Oh,
recent
so I
one.
got to go. That's what you're
Yeah,
telling me.
yeah.
Hmm.
So and I'm not rushing you because you have 13 minutes.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh,
we're actually pretty
Sheesh.
close in time.
Uh, what are we
We've
going to do
got
here?
a huge buildup of material right here in the middle, and I'm being real careful.
And I less so.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna be like that, then I guess I'm gonna be like this.
Hmm.
Even though I know I shouldn't really be messing around just with, oh, I can do that. How do I want to do this? There's gotta be a way that I can do both at the same time. Or not. So I guess I have to do this or else I'm.
I mean, for me, this is actually a big victory. I'm not out yet, The game's not over. So I'm pretty proud of myself.
Yeah, so well, that seems to be so. So you know that I'm also a programmer, right? So when it comes to this game, I'm definitely approaching it differently from a lot of people. But okay, that's interesting too. I can do that. Interesting. All right, yeah, I'll try that. Uh, so I back when by the time I went into college for electrical engineering, and let me translate that to Canadian for you, university. Anyway,
Hmm.
uh, back then, Big Blue had already beaten Gary Kasparov
Yep.
at
I remember
chess.
that.
Right.
Hmm.
And so I knew that computers have been way better than humans for a while. And you just don't stand a chance. But now, of course, when you play chess, you can actually have access to these computer engines. And the beautiful part about that is you can find out, okay, what is statistically speaking the best move? Like, what's the best thing you can do? And so you should, in theory, be dogmatic right? When it comes to following the computer. If the computer always wins, the computer must therefore always be right. Right?
Well, it depends which engine you're using. I mean, kids play computers on different levels and they beat the computer, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, and that's how they program them. Okay, so they actually program the bots to blunder on purpose when they're designed to go against humans. When they're designed to win, then I can actually I put a lot of time figuring out what it is that because if you talk to grandmasters, they'll even tell you that you shouldn't follow. You saw it. Good on you. Excellent. Excellent.
It was an accident, I promise.
Okay, if you say so. Okay, so I'm definitely not going to do that then. Oh, I am going to do that then. I'm going to do this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Just see that bishop over there.
yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah.
So what? Oh, so I can just like keep my king right there without moving.
So that was fun.
1 second. Hold on. 1 second. This I got it. What? It doesn't let me see the board. 1 second.
Yeah, you can
How
hit
did
the
you?
X.
Oh, shoot! You had your
My rook right there.
rook.
Yeah, just
Wow.
just waiting. That's a pretty nasty looking one. But I had a ton of fun of this playing, and my whole thing for the audience is I want tap into that little I find that with chess the thrill of the chase is amazing. It's like like a cat and mouse. Once it's in the middle, I'm like I need to know how this ends. I need it. I just I want to see those little guys get to their little homes and however it ends up going. But hopefully it'll all work out. But as far as reaching out, Z, I know that we go back and forth on LinkedIn a fair bit. That's the best way to reach me. I hope everybody does that. LinkedIn's the best way to reach out to you, Z, or is there a website or phone number or something that they should?
Here's a website, riversidefilings.com. But again, LinkedIn's the most personal. It's like reaching me directly, and I like to talk, and I'm happy to meet people on LinkedIn. So, it's a lot more personal, and that's my preference if people want me.
I love it. I love it. So thanks again for watching. If you want to do me a huge favor, you can hit that subscribe button down there so that YouTube actually starts paying for these videos instead of me. I think that would be fantastic. The trade-off to you, just so we're clear, is my videos may show up on your list of suggestions, but you can go ahead and ignore them because I just appreciate you spending the time with me. Just like Z, I appreciate you joining me. This was really a hoot.
Well, I'm going to go start studying how to play chess a little bit. It's about time. I'm past 50, and you never know when the next person's going to invite me on some podcast to play chess. I don't want this to happen again.
Yeah, exactly. The neuroplasticity thing, that was on my list as well. Just going like, okay, so I'm in my mid 40s. Am I really able to become a formidable chess player? And
Yes, definitely.
yeah, it's really there's so much more work and effort. There's so many openings where you have to have some sort of clue what you're gonna do, so you don't make a fool of yourself. But I mean, like that's
What? I'm the
like
type of
hundreds
guy. I'm the type of guy that can have all my pieces, and you'll just have your king, and it'll take me about a half hour to chase you down and get you.
Right. Well, for that you can study the end games, but I'll take you for a spin through the data, and I think that'll be great. But thanks again for watching. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you, Dan.
Does nothing but put more money in the pot.
Right.
If we talk about just the investor side, I mean, Shane talked about the sponsor side a little bit. I'll talk about the investor side. Okay, so you want the most money in terms of return with the least risk. All right, you want to do it yourself? You can go get 13 or 14%. You're going to do all the underwriting. It's not going to be passive.
If you bet, probably not.
I think I'd have to bet at least 2,500 before they fold.
And the pot is
4,000.
4,000. Yeah, I think you're right, but I'd rather just check.
Okay.
First position, you have the right of collection and the right of foreclosure or sheriff sale, well, you know, wherever you're at.
Hey there, are you interested in commercial real estate deals? Would you like to build your network of investors and deal sponsors? Well, the best thing I can do for you is have you appear on a chance encounter interview as featured on dandoesdeals.com. You may know me from 506BME or as a top commercial real estate voice on LinkedIn. And if I had to think of the top factors in your success in commercial real estate, my top two would be your network and your ability to effectively explain how deals work with effective communication. The 15-minute chance encounter format, it checks both of those boxes, and they ensure that you can share your private deals with me without the SEC calling it a public solicitation. So hop onto LinkedIn. You can see my name is over here, Dan Fradenburgh, and search for my name. And the best way to reach me and book that is to message me through LinkedIn. And don't worry, it doesn't matter if you decided to enter this space just last week or 2 weeks ago, or if it was decades ago. It'll be fun and easy to look good. We're just asking multiple choice questions based on your core competencies you look to contribute, your level of sophistication, all that kind of stuff. So I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks a lot.